killed more time. I'm great at that. Apparition versus Sparks. Here we go. So this is best of 3. It's the semi-finals. The winner will play against Rafa, the mighty Rafa, in the finals. And that is going to be a tall order for either of these players. I really do not envy them in any sense. That was a nice rocket. How much damage was that? 3. Okay, it looked like it could have been direct, but it's 3 damage. All right. I hope that Apparition does not misread that at all. Misreading damage in this game can absolutely murder you. Apparition, though, in position and time for this red armor. This is a trade that could work out very well for him. He's got a better position for that fight. Usually height advantage is better, but actually in that spot it's not with the LG and beautiful rails there to finish it off. The Apparition not finding in any troubles at all to finish that one off, and Sparks going down a quick frag. Sparks has got to be careful again. He doesn't want to get crazy. It's early days, early days. I mean, you can really dig your own grave in the first few minutes of the game if you really want to. You can absolutely do that. And the way that I'm referring to is by getting too aggressive or taking decisions that are a bit too marginal. And there you go, Sparks is going to be found by Apparition, and Apparition had such a great opening to that engagement. Of course he's going to win it. And now, moving back into the red, he just has to think about item cycling. He's got an advantage. Oh my god. He had the wrong weapon out for a good like 3 or 4 seconds of 3 damage for Sparks to turn it around. Apparition was about to be in a position which he could have abused and almost won the game from if he was perfect on the item cycling. He got the lead. He just needed to stabilize, but then Sparks came back. So Sparks now has an opportunity. It's like his prayers were answered and a miracle happened, and now he's just flushing that miracle down the toilet because Apparition is coming straight back into this. 2-1. As Sparks makes his way up. And Apparition does hear it. Not much damage connected. Sparks really would love some health and armor. He's in a terrible position, to be honest. Definitely not looking very good for him. But with the Mega up on the spot, he's a bit coy here. He knows that he can't really go for that. And Apparition is going to just bully his way onto Sparks. And that's quite interesting, actually. Apparition misreading the stacks massively there. And it's not just misreading the stacks. You've got to also imagine that pushing your way forwards like that, your opponent's going to be able to hit a lot more than you, so you've got to be careful of that. So be in your considerations too. And did he really need the frag then as well is another question. Or was just pushing Sparks away enough? That's another thing to think about. And Sparks hit some good rails there. And that's going to secure him some positioning on red. But actually his positioning would be better served on Mega at the moment. Unless he can keep his opponent trapped there. If Apparition goes dark right now, like he's just going to go for it, in fact. Straight onto the red. Apparition can fall back onto the Mega. And he gets the frag as well. Would have loved him for him to leave Sparks alive and fall back onto the Mega. Also, another option he had was to, instead of just going for the red, just going completely dark, not making any noise, and then Sparks doesn't know whether he's gone for Mega or red or not. And that's can be a really hard situation as well. But he just went for it, absolutely went for it. Worked. So power to him. Also, again, hitting some good rails there. But Mega is in 10 seconds, and he's not really got a good stack to try and defend it with. Does manage to kill Sparks, though, but Sparks, if he's smart and spawns near the Mega, he can make a strong play onto it. Let's go over to Sparks, in fact, and indeed he will get the Mega. 2 frags, the difference between these 2 players at the moment. And Sparks likes this fight, and so do I. Does manage to make it work, and that's going to be a frag and a red armor. But there comes the shotgun. Oh my god, did he get the red mid-flight there? I don't think I've ever seen that before, because he didn't touch the platform. Like he went over it in the most perfect way ever. That's quite impressive, because I thought he was going to die, because it's like, oh, he got pushed off the platform before being able to take it. Very interesting. Sparks, though, going to grab himself that Mega, and it's really going to help him out. Moving into halfway point, he's tied up the game. And Apparition again bullying him with that rail aim of his. But Sparks has some of his own, and Apparition comes away And there's it's just so scrappy that it's not often helpful up on the map. He hits the rail, but Sparks has to know that Apparition is hurting. He's bleeding right now, bleeding profusely through every orifice. There's nowhere for Apparition to get health right now, it seems, as well. 18 health still, and if Sparks realizes that Apparition is less than 100, he can do a lot here. However, he's a little bit more passive, and he just escapes, and Apparition is going to stack back up 100, 200. Waiting patiently for those sound cues, and there he'll find Sparks. He was waiting for him around those pillars, and this is the big pillar that so many fights, so many games have been decided around, and Apparition will win the fight. Gonna go for this red. Again, oh my god, he falls. He falls. He's gonna die. Surely he'll die here. Sparks, you cannot let him live. He had 3 points of health. You cannot let him live after that. He cannot survive. You should have every item on the map now. This is a really bad situation for Apparition. Sparks picks it up, and he's got to be absolutely gutted. He did not make that frag. Apparition managing to get away with his life. Could have. I mean, if Sparks gets that frag, it's 6-5, and he has every item on the map with 3.5 minutes left. And Sparks now taking a lot of terrible damage, and the combo is good. Gives him the mega. Yellow up on the spot as well. So yellow's pretty much all that Sparks is going to get there. Oh, good rockets though. Good rockets. That's going to really help him out. And he's other thing again, it's all about reading those stacks. He's got to realize now that Apparition isn't in control of the map. He's not. Everything is contested. Anything that Sparks wants to challenge, he can challenge now. It's just down to the weapons he has, the tools he has to do it with. That's all he needs to think about. And actually, he goes for this mega. He's gonna pick it up. Surely, there we go. But Apparition's gonna hit another rail. So really, the factor that's really been winning the game for Apparition, of course, besides well, it's just been aim mostly and decision-making snafus from Sparks and Apparition, of course. Definitely making some interesting ones as well. Sparks going for the aggressive rocket jump there. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left, and 3 frags in the lead. Definitely nothing to close the book on right now, and Sparks is going to go for an aggressive engagement, and Apparition sticks around for quite a while there. Waiting, lying in wait for more damage output, and Sparks, if we switch to him, the guy, he has to come from behind. Hits a good rail there. That could really signal the retreat for Apparition, but we know Apparition loves to stay in and deal damage. So what will he do? Will he make a mistake, or will Sparks make a great play? He's only got 90 seconds left. That's 3 frags he needs to find. There's the mega. Up the jump pad he goes. Finds Apparition. That's some good damage. Just chase. Just needs to go for the chase. It's the red. Only gave him 50 armor. Something you got to think about. Rocket to the face. The Jibo move. And then those teleporters. And Apparition through another teleporter. Sparks will find him. A lot of damage. Oh, there it is. There. Okay. Unlucky for Sparks. It's another interesting one. Sparks had the opportunity there at the railgun to make the switch to the rail, as Apparition would jump for the tully, but he actually went in with LG. And that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. 9-4, this first map definitely going to Apparition. Whoops. Definitely going to Apparition here. And this is a great way for him to open up the series. I imagine, though, that there is a Furious Heights on the horizon. And I believe that Sparks has, if there is a Furious Heights, that he has a fantastic opportunity to bring it to a third map. But if there's no Furious Heights, I don't like his chances to bring to a third map. But he definitely showed a decent performance on this Blood Run, that he has the ability to take down Apparition. It's just a matter of how he plays the next map. So let's see. 9-6, Apparition takes that, and by no means convincingly. And I still am thinking about how the grand final is going to look. Whoever wins, they have to play Rafa, so good luck, I guess. Rafa's pretty good. He's pretty good at this game. So as these guys get on the next map, I will remind you guys to, if you've never seen this game before, it's free to play. QuakeLive.com, you should get yourself over there. If you want to play in tournaments, we have daily tournaments on FACEIT.com, which you can participate in, and you can even play for points. It's actually moving on to toxicity here, but to finish my thought, you can play for points and get awesome Razor gear amongst other things in the FACEIT store. If you want to. If you don't, then don't. If you don't, play League of Legends or something. That game's getting pretty huge. Actually, this entire weekend has been dominated by LCS and WCS and stuff like that, and Gamescom's going on. So there's been lots of cool stuff in esports lately, and that's really interesting. Of course, though, there's this World of Tanks thing as well at Gamescom, and that's been pretty huge also. And I have never played it, never seen the game even, but I don't think I'll ever try it. I don't know, it doesn't look too fun for me. I don't know. Either way, I'm more of a Dota guy anyway, and StarCraft. But here we go, Apparition versus Sparks. And
3, 2,
this is Sparks' chance to bring it to a third map. But I can only imagine that Apparition, this map will play very well to his favor. I mean, it emphasizes all of his strengths. Movement, aim. That is a lot of toxicity is movement and aim. Of course, positioning and decision making, that kind of stuff always matters, but this map, if you're a good mover, a good aimer, then this map always is going to be good for you. Sparks opens up with a quick frag though at the beginning of this game, and Apparition has to try to respond. Mega's coming up in 5 seconds. Sparks rushes over for positioning. He will find it, but will not find his opponent. There is Apparition, however. Sparks, oh my goodness, Apparition actually gets onto the Mega Health, and a cheeky little rail before he dies onto Sparks. That is horrible for Sparks. Oh my god! Are you serious? That was beautiful from Sparks. Absolutely stunning display of skill right there. Wow. That was really, really amazing. And it wasn't just a frag.
2 hits.
Just the implication. I mean, okay, you see this 5-0? That was because of that frag. Oh my god, it happens again. Oh my god, Sparks is just unleashing fury. The wrath of Sparks has commenced here, and Apparition's feeling it in full force. This guy just has not let up so far. 6-0, this is toxicity. This is Quake. Gonna miss that next rail there, but great plays coming in from Sparks. As far as aim and execution goes, it was bigging up Apparition, but it seems like I should have been bigging up Sparks up all along. Apparition gonna come out with another cheeky rail, but it's not really going to be enough at this stage. And okay, there you go. The next one will be enough though. And Red is up on the spot. So Apparition is getting himself that Mega. It's going to be this is not going to be clean at all. And I, in some certain way, stepped there, but Sparks does get that frag, and Sparks now with a bit of a movement error. Going to get himself over to the Mega finally. Sparks is really commanding this game so far. And definitely will be surprised if we don't feature him in the movie after that opening up of toxicity. So Sparks making use of positioning here, of course. Red and Mega at the same time. You want to go for the plus EV play at Mega whenever this situation presents itself to you. And Sparks, though, he's finding himself in kind of a weird spot because he doesn't really want to go for the teleporter too easily there, too carefree, and he will kill Apparition, and that's actually a great result. Gives him the red. Apparition should have gone for the red armor, even though I would say, even though it's likely he's going to take a rail there, because at least he won't die, and he's going to giving up the Mega to Sparks. But Sparks kind of had Mega on lock, and Apparition risked giving away the red afterwards if he would die. So, and that's really problematic, because then it gives Sparks opportunity for momentum if Apparition doesn't execute. Apparition, however, did execute, gets the kill, and he's here in time for Mega. But is the rush going to come in from Sparks? No, nothing to be seen. It's going to mean that Apparition will be able to handle this. If he can just hit once more, he does. And so now off the spawn, he's got loads, he's got a wealth of options. Oh my god, Sparks. That's a good rocket jump. Very good play from Sparks here. Fearless, in fact. And he does extend his score even more. That little string of frags he had at the beginning of the match is going to be a commodity, a massive commodity that could very well be an insurmountable obstacle for Apparition. And Sparks is approaching the stack that should not be allowed on this map, not allowed by the diligent, responsible opponent on toxicity. It should not be a possibility as far as the numbers are concerned. But if you do get there, it's scary, and Sparks is getting there. Apparition though, with the denial of that yellow, does remove all the armor as Sparks, but Sparks got another frag out of it. He's 12 ahead. He's 12 ahead. Apparition now, he's got to go beast mode if he wants to bring this back. Beast mode, nothing less than beast mode. And it's possible that Sparks shook him up a little bit. Apparition is still going to be feeling a little bit of that dominance from Sparks in the first 5 minutes. And Sparks is still going to be feeling his lead. He's still going to be feeling that momentum despite dying. So it's going to be very tough indeed to actually take down Sparks in this situation. But regardless, he will make his best efforts to do so. And right now, Sparks should be able to get this Mega. And if he can hold off for the next 10 seconds with position, should be able to get this next red as well, or at least pressure to the extent that he gets a frag out of it. But let's see actually how this goes. Apparition going to go a little bit aggressive to remove position of Sparks, and that's going to be quite nice. It's going to stop Sparks railing from that Mega area, which is very important for Apparition. Apparition though takes 3,100 damage from Sparks. Sparks is being too efficient right now, and Apparition is running out of time. Good stuff from Sparks. Very, very good stuff from Sparks. Gonna do a lot of that. Again, it's not about the fact that Apparition gets the frag here. It's about how efficient Sparks is being with his damage dealing before he dies. Look at this. It's all, with that many frags in advantage, it's all about continually slowing down Apparition. And if he does get the frag, which inevitably at some point he will, then great. But otherwise, he's just making it as painful as possible for Apparition every time. The frags have to be labored. And they are indeed. So Apparition going to be able to pick up another red, and Sparks is killing a lot of time. But 3 minutes for 11 frags isn't the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen in my life. Apparition though, he keeps taking bad damage from Sparks. He just cannot get his grip onto Sparks, and that is the hugest issue for him at the moment. Apparition. Oh my god. Homing missile there. C-ins. Apparition calls it. Good game. He knows the 3 minutes left. It's not possible, and he states the same. You know, he locked it in at the beginning with that huge lead that he managed to secure, and I think that Sparks will definitely be making an appearance with that little performance in the season movie. So definitely quite awesome to see. Should be moving on to Cure as the decider between these two. Sparks definitely deserved to win that toxicity game. I know he's really good on Furious Heights as well. So definitely this is going to be... Actually, I don't think I've seen either of these guys on this map. I may be mistaken. Someone made the point that I've probably casted thousands of maps at this point, so probably, I don't know, at some point they played here, but I don't know. Here we go. Apparition and Sparks. I have no idea what to expect between these guys on this map. So let's just wait and see. Time will be telling us how things end here. Apparition finally does get his LG. Again, LG incredibly crucial for that situation at red. This gives him, like, he can just give away the red and just stand on position. Like here, stand there. Okay, Sparks is an LG as well. Okay, don't do it anymore. Okay, you're screwed. Yeah, if your opponent has the LG as well, it's not going to work as well. Unless you have a better stack, then it's fine. But maybe Apparition didn't count on Sparks having that LG, and that's why he went for that. But a nice little bit of ambush damage there. Sparks going for the drop and spotting Apparition, trying to be sneaky. Great connections, going to finish him off. Sparks off to a fantastic start, blinding start here on Cure. And he wins the lovely prize of playing Rafa in the finals. Hooray. Apparition spotted once again, trying to look over at that Mega, longingly looking at the Mega, was Apparition. And Sparks said, "You're not going to take it," and probably neither will I. It's pretty dangerous, man. Go for that Mega. There it is. Over to the shards now. So yellow up on the spot, and Sparks is definitely quite stacked. He's stacked to the teeth. Here he goes around the corner of the LG. Apparition might be able to escape it, and the rocket does allow that, just that. Oh wow, wow, wow. Apparition might just be able to get a frag here. That was pretty crazy. That second rocket where he peeked over the edge. beautiful stuff there. I love that display. Unfortunately for him though, bit off a little bit more than he could chew, and his fate was sealed. And right now, Sparks is in a very flimsy position. Fragility is the word that comes to mind when I think of his current position. Very fragile. But he has the lead, and this is something that you can protect, especially on a map like this, especially on a map like Blood Runner and Lost World. A lead is something you can protect if you choose to do so. His opponent's quite pressured in making frags, especially as you get to like the 6-7 minute mark. Having a 5 frag lead means that your opponent starts to make more desperate and more desperate decisions, which can get you further and further ahead. So this is something that he can consider. And this is a map where you can really hold on to a lot of armor and build up a lot of armor very quickly and very safely, if you know what you're doing. Sparks is going to get caught in probably the most terrible spots you can possibly get caught out on this map. There's nowhere to dodge. You can see the water there. You can't really dodge. So Apparition is going to get so much more in the way of damage. And you look at this ambush. Not going to fall for it, but doesn't matter. Plasma comes out, saves the day. Apparition too weak to really fight there. A little bit of a oversight from Apparition, I think, to ignore his health in that situation and go for an LG engagement where he's committed instead of a rocket or a rail on the corner where he can fire it and escape. Sparks has a read on his opponent's position. And here we go, up for the yellow he goes. And Sparks is going to find himself another glimpse of Apparition. And there you go, picks up another rail. So here we have Sparks, 5 frag lead. Apparition, the clock is counting down. That 5 frag lead, like I said, it's really going to start to come into play around the 6-7 minute mark, so it's worth protecting. Sparks so far is doing just that. Doesn't have to get too greedy, but when an opportunity like this presents itself, an opponent up a jump pad, you got to take it, and Apparition will fall. Sparks does just that. And he's got to get himself that red though. Here we go. Down onto red, where's Apparition? Will he commit? Hits a direct rocket there, and another one. My god, how did that last one miss? He only needed 2 points of splash damage. And if the Mega goes to Sparks here, okay, Sparks is going to back away for 25. Definitely a safer choice to make.
5-minute warning.
Halfway mark reach, 7 frag lead. Great damage. That is what you do. Oh, this is Apparition returning the favor. Gets the frag. But what he did there with the LG was very Cypher-esque. Again, Cypher's very good at that. You peek back in, get a lot of free damage, then get out again. Those are the kinds of moves that really good players are able to consistently make. That can be unpredictable in that way. And that ability to escape is really the most important part of it, because the play is useless if you can't escape afterwards. But I'd love to see more of that. And Red going to Sparks. So Sparks looking like he's well and truly got this. And, oh, that's the kind of frag where I look at it and I'm like, I'd want to forfeit right now. But 8 frags the difference, and it's just getting worse and worse for Apparition. And worse for Sparks as well, because whoever wins has to play Rafa, so just saying. Sparks finds Apparition hotspot. And it's looking very bad now. 9 frags. 9. Goes for a little bit of a swim. Not punished though. It should be like in Quake World. If you shoot an LG in the water, like your gun explodes and everyone dies. I think that's a cool dynamic. But this game's not like that. 12-2, the score. That's going to mean that Sparks is going to play against Rafa in the grand finals of the North American Summer Season Cup that we are playing out today, brought to you by FACEIT. So guys, we will go to a quick break whilst we get that set up. I'll gorge myself on some more honey or something like that, and we'll see you very soon.